Welcome to Tynecastle Park. Scotland's Under-21s are back here for the first time in 2 years. Slightly different surroundings with the new main stand having been built since then, and it is a real anticipation that Scotland can win tonight against Andorra, who are bottom of the group table. Delighted to say Danny Galbraith is alongside me tonight. And Danny, in terms of this one, there is an expectation on Scotland. Do you see them winning here?
I hope so. Obviously, as you say, there's big expectation for them to win the game tonight, but I think that's sometimes Scotland's biggest enemy, especially in the past. They seem to pull out results when they probably least expected to. So, they'll want to continue with good form and win the games where they need to pick up points at home.
Maybe an example of that, the last time they played Andorra, it finished 1-1. But since then, we've had the Toulon tournament. It's a younger team in there just now, and there's a few players that we'll be looking forward to seeing tonight. I take it that there's that anticipation amongst the crowd.
There is. I mean, I know myself coming here tonight, I'm excited to look at some of the players on show. Young guys like Gilmore, 17 years old, playing in the 21s. So, it's a big night for them as well. But, you talked about the last game drawn away from home, and these games are difficult. There is no gimmies. So it's important that they approach the game in the right manner and, hopefully get themselves another 3 points.
When you look at the Under-21s, do you feel it's about getting to the tournament, or is it just as much about progression? Because at the start of the tournament, you had John Souttar, Scott McKenna as the centre-backs. They've progressed now to the national team. Obviously, McKenna injured at the minute.
Yeah, you're right, and it's a big blow when you lose players of that stature, obviously. I mean, I think the most important thing is development, but how do players get development without going and playing in these big competitions? So I think the two do go hand in hand. But I think, the manager especially will be concentrating on the players who are here tonight and players who I'm sure he believes can take them to the tournament.
Yeah, we'll confirm the team news shortly. Just finally, Danny, this pitch, it's been lauded this season because Hearts have put some investment into it. How good is it? How much would you love to be playing on that tonight?
Well, it looks like the investment's paying off. I certainly would. It's immaculate, so there's certainly no excuse to get the ball down and play tonight, and hopefully that'll work in our favour.
Danny, thanks for the minute. We'll be back and we'll confirm all the team news. Firstly, let's hear from the head coach, Scott Gemmell. He's been speaking to Jack Evans.
So, Scott, first game of a double header tonight, Andorra tonight, and then Netherlands next Tuesday. How's the squad been in training this week?
It's been great. There's always a big intensity when the national team get together, in my experience, coaching the younger age groups. But it's two really different fixtures. Obviously, all the prep work's been on this game. We played Andorra in March and the performance wasn't good enough, so there's a real focus and determination to make sure that we get back to the required level tonight. The team did really well in Toulon in the summer. A lot of new players came and got involved in the squad, which is great, who can play again once the eligibility changes, the age changes. So lots of positives, and really looking forward to making sure it's seen in the performance today.
You mentioned the reverse fixture of one tonight in Andorra, a tough pitch. What are you expecting from Andorra tonight?
I think they're going to make it very hard for us to score, but that's normal in European football, qualification games. We've done it to oppositions. We did it to Holland at the start in the first game in Paisley. In the summer in Toulon, we'd managed to do it to get to the semi-finals. So it's to be expected away from home, but it's a big challenge for our players to find a way to break them down and do that, but without actually putting our own goal at risk. So a lot of things for the players to really help with their development and push towards the full squad.
It's quite an attacking looking lineup tonight. Can you talk us through the team selection?
Absolutely, yeah. David Bates is making his debut. He's been playing, he obviously moved from Rangers to Hamburg. So it's great for him to get the opportunity with John Souttar moving up to the full squad. Ryan Williamson's playing right back. Alongside David Bates is Ryan Porteous from Hibs, who's obviously started the season really well, got experience in the Europa League. Liam Smith has just moved from Hearts to Ayr. He's playing alongside Ryan Porteous in the left back position. So, and then if you move into midfield, you've got Ross McCrory, Billy Gilmore, Stevie Mallon. Up front, Fraser Hornby from Everton. On the left, Mikey Johnson. On the right is Chris Cadden from Motherwell. So there's a real mix of experience. Some players have played a lot of real Premier League games, and there's also some players who are just starting to make the mark. A real mix. A lot of them can play again next time once the eligibility changes.
It's been quite a big week for Scotland. Women qualified for the World Cup, men's A playing tomorrow night. Can that act as an inspiration for your side tonight? Yeah,
undoubtedly. I think we like to think that we played our part in the summer, with doing well in Toulon, and the women's team deserve enormous congratulations reaching the World Cup final. Incredible achievement, and definitely the young players can go out there tonight and put on a real similar performance in terms of resilience and finding a way to score goals and win matches.
Thanks, Scott. All the best for tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, Scott Gemmell there in confident mood this evening, and Scotland really looking to get back to winning ways in this one after drawing with Andorra last time out away from home. So interesting to see how they get on this evening. Let's check out the results so far for Scotland, because they certainly started the campaign, Danny Galbraith, very well with that win against the Netherlands. Tailed off since then. Of course, the squad has changed a bit as well.
Yeah, they did. You know, it was a great start, perfect start if you like. You know, beating the Netherlands, who I'm sure themselves were looking to qualify top of the group. So that was a great start. Just unfortunate, and they weren't really able to capitalise on that in the coming games, and they find themselves now in a position where, you know, tonight probably is a must-win game.
Yeah, let's check out the league table just to highlight that fact, because Scotland's sitting in third place and they need to win basically all their games and hope, because the second place team, well, it's only the top 4 second place teams, the best 4 second place teams that get into the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds afterwards with a big game elsewhere tonight, England playing Holland. The teams are now taking the field here at Tynecastle Park, and it certainly looks resplendent, that pitch. A lot of investment from Heart of Midlothian, and the Scotland players will certainly love to play a bit of football on that. It's a perfect night here in Scotland's capital, and some of the locals along with Ross McCrory, the captain of the Scotland Under-21s this evening. He has made that breakthrough at Rangers, and now he will lead the nation this evening. Before the match, it's time for the national anthems, and first up it will be our visitors from Andorra. And now it's time for Flower of Scotland. Let's check out the teams then, and Scotland have just 3 survivors from the last meeting with Andorra in March. Ryan Fulton keeps his place along with Chris Cadden and Stevie Mallon. Billy Gilmore, well, he will make his first appearance in an under-21 qualifier this evening. A lot expected of him. Mikey Johnson starts tonight. The Celtic player scored against England in the Toulon tournament in France in the summer. David Bates also makes his debut at this level. For Andorra, they've only scored 1 goal in this qualifying tournament, and it was against Scotland, would you believe, and it was from the penalty spot. Ricard Fernandez, the Andorra number 9, the main threat for them this evening. Danny, you've looked at the Scotland team. Who's exciting you? Who do you want to see playing well in that team?
Well, I think you mentioned a couple there, particularly Billy Gilmore is obviously a lot of hype, a lot of talk about him, and quite rightly so by the way he's been developing. Another one, Michael Johnston, I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I know, again, Celtic seem to have high hopes for him, very direct player, and you know, the player you want to get you off your seat and, you know, hopefully cause some trouble tonight.
Oh, the match officials are from Macedonia. Ross McCrory goes through the customary pleasantries with his opposite number, and he gets a final instruction from Scott Gemmell. Scotland looking to get a victory here this evening. It was a great start against the Netherlands, and they did follow that up after defeat against England. They managed to win against Latvia, but a draw at home to Latvia, then defeat to Ukraine, and a draw with Andorra have put Scotland in a very, very difficult position to qualify. But the positives being the likes of Scott McKenna, John Souttar, they have progressed into the full national team. So it'll be interesting to see what Scotland may have tonight. Mikey Johnson there performed well at the Toulon tournament in France. Scotland getting to the semi-finals, just losing out on 3rd place after a penalty shootout. Fraser Hornby, another that played well at that tournament, and he linked up well with Billy Gilmore in the group games. Will that happen again this evening? We shall see. We await the whistle from the Macedonian official. Anticipation here at Tynecastle that Scotland can win. Slight delay there. Hornby going into the Andorran half too early, but right away he is forcing the goalkeeper to go long. Smith. Gilmore with the knock on. Picked up by the Andorran captain, and it's now blasted forward. Won by Porteous, who plays his football in Edinburgh, along with Stevie Mallon across the other side of the city at Easter Road. And now Mikey Johnson. Gilmore back to Bates, now of Hamburg after leaving Rangers. Williamson. Bates involved again. Porteous. The captain Ross McCrory, his brother Robbie, is the sub-goalkeeper tonight. Scotland content to pass it about and go for the patient build-up here. Johnson has had a taste of first-team action for Celtic this season already. Doubling up there, but Johnson trying to do enough. Just held off well, though, by the Andorrans. And McCrory has to retrieve that one. Porteous again. Bates. Williamson. Here's Gilmore. A lot expected of him. He was the captain of the Under-17s when they beat Germany in the elite level European qualifying. Johnson. Stevie Mallon. Now Liam Smith, former Hearts player who we used to Tynecastle. Cross-in's blocked. But Scotland look to keep the pressure on. McCrory, well, adjudged to obstructed there. The number 8, Albert Reyes. McCrory there, Danny, how impressed have you been with him since bursting into the Rangers team last season?
Yeah, well, he's obviously done well. It's not a massive club to break through, and obviously difficult going by the the number of players that have managed to break through over the years. So No, I think he'll be content with managing to get in and around the first team. It's just about whether he can now go on and really establish himself as, you know, one of Steven Gerrard's main men in the middle of the park.
Porteous with the header away, certainly dominant there, Ryan Porteous, and I wouldn't fancy going into a challenge that was 80-20 in my favour. He's certainly very robust, there's no doubt about that, and he loves defending. Hornby, touch looking for Mallon to chase, but it's the Andorran captain, Alexi Villado, who can clear. Now Bates under pressure from Fernandez. Smith turns well. Infield to McCrory. It's just that linchpin between the defence and midfield tonight. The role he's played for Rangers. And now Gilmore looking for Cadden to burst forward. Might be too much for Cadden there. You could see what Gilmore was trying to do. Danny, in a game like this, when the Andorrans probably won't, they'll try and hit on the counter and they'll be difficult to break down. How key is patience?
It's very key, but also playing the ball forward like Gilmore did there. I mean, it came to nothing, but you need to stretch the game. You know, you need to try and play those forward passes. There's no point having a player of his ability playing in there and, you know, passing the ball sideways and back the way. So it's good to see him get his head up early doors and, you know, pacing the side with Johnston and Cadden. It's certainly something that should look to exploit down either side.
David Bates, now Ryan Porteous, who is a regular pick at the minute for Hibernian with Darren McGregor out injured. He's done himself no harm. Now Johnson bursting through. Lovely ball to Hornby, going for the drive. Good challenge there by the Andorran captain, Villado. And Scotland have the corner. Well, the opportunity knocking for Hornby to have that drive. Good defending though, but opportunity now from the set piece, and it's Gilmore to take. Flighted in back post. Porteous with the diving header, but I think it was Bates there adjudged to have made the challenge, hauling down one of the Andorrans, and the referee from Macedonia deciding free kick to Andorra. We mentioned the pitch earlier, Danny, but it does look good from here, and Hearts have put the investment in.
They have. There's obviously a lot of talk last season about the state of the pitch, or the bad state of the pitch, if you like, but there certainly can be no complaints so far this season, especially not tonight. It looks good from up here, and you know it's equally as good from pitch side. So, no, it's all set up. The conditions are great. Perfect night for a game of football, and no, I don't think there'll be too many complaints from that point of view.
Smith to Johnson. Now Mallon is blocked there by Beauvais. Picked up by Porteous. It is Hibernian teammate Mallon. Liam Smith. Back to Mallon. Some good scoring form in Hibs' European campaign. He's just not managed to make an impact the last couple of games. Throw to the Andorrans, it's Pomares to take. Bates strong there. Gilmore helping out. Smith decides to go back to Fulton. Now here's David Bates in possession. Bates over in Hamburg, I know they got relegated last season, but what sort of experience do you think that'll be for him in a learning capacity?
Well, I don't think you get much better experience than that. It's probably the best thing for him that they did get relegated, because, you know, it's allowed him to gain first team experience, you know, near enough right away, and obviously a massive club in Germany, and it's certainly something that more youngsters should look to do and try and go and experience football abroad and you know, improve their development at a young age.
Bates plays it back to Fulton. Now Porteous to build again. Smith. Porteous, how much does he impress you? I know you see a lot of Edinburgh football, and Porteous in the last while now is becoming a regular at Hibernian.
He is, and you know, again, like McCrory earlier, a difficult side to break into, particularly in that position where, you know, Hibs are very strong. So the fact that he's in and around the first team and almost, you know, the next pick, if any of the sort of first choice players are out, you know, tells you how well he's doing. Obviously Neil Lennon rates him very highly and has absolutely no doubts about throwing him in, like he did at Ibrox last season, where, you know, he performed brilliantly.
Yeah, I was going to mention that game. I was at that match and he was brilliant when he had Lewis Stevenson alongside him at left centre back. It was a real makeshift Hibs team and they won that game. But you wouldn't think he's just a youngster. He seems an experienced guy. He's very comfortable in that position. He
is. He's almost the old school centre half mentality, but, you know, comfortable enough to play on the ball as well. And as you say, you know, I don't see him coming off second best too many times, that's for sure.
Scotland just trying to build there. They might have to be patient this evening. Pomares will take the throw for Andorra. They have 2 points in the group, the Andorrans. They got a draw in their opening match against Latvia 0-0, and then that 1-1 against Scotland in March, where Scotland had to get an injury time equaliser through Lewis Morgan. So they've had to go right to the end in a couple of games, Scotland. That Andorra one, and also the one against Latvia at McDermott Park, where they scored a late penalty. Ryan Hardy with that one. It's a slight misunderstanding there between Williamson and Cadden. Scott Gemmell barking instructions. For Scott Gemmell, his role at the Scottish FA, they're very pleased with what he wants to be as a young coach. Danny, he's one that wants to develop as well, highly thought of.
Yeah, he is highly thought of. You know, of the people I've spoke to within the game, I've only said good things about him, and he's obviously developing well as a coach, and the fact that there's so many young players around his squad as well can only bode well for the future. You know, the likes of Gilmore and Johnson could possibly play in the younger age groups, but they're here now playing, and, you know, vital experience for them as well.
Porteous to Gilmore, now of Chelsea. Cadden. Gilmore again. Porteous in possession. Nearly everyone in the Andorra half. Goes long for Hornby, and the referee has adjudged that to be a foul there. Hornby is puzzled. I think we are too. It seems as if he was just trying to hold off his man.
Yeah, it certainly looked that way. I think it's just a case of the big guy getting penalised against the smaller guy. You can see how confused he does look, and, you know, certainly from up here, it didn't look like there was anything that at all.
Well, performed well at the Toulon tournament. The Everton striker. He'll look to develop. One man down for Scotland just now is Scott Gemmell again, to keep his side motivated this evening. Pomares to take this throw in again. Andorra collect to Pablos down the line, and that's aimless really. And I think for Scotland tonight, it's tough when the opposition are not of the as a standard as you are, but as we saw in the last game, they can certainly be dangerous. They can certainly frustrate you.
Yeah, well, these are difficult games because, you know, they're not showing the ambition which Scotland are in terms of, you know, trying to get forward. They've very rarely got out their half, but, you know, it's up to Scotland to break them down. You know, Andorra don't need to come here and play expansive and get picked off on the counter attack. So, you know, it's important that Scotland, you know, try and just move the ball a little bit quicker and make sure that they start creating some chances.
Garcia just blasted that into touch into the new main stand. Scotland have to be content with a throw. Here's Bates. Now Porteous. Smith again the option on the left. It's Michael Johnson. Lovely switch of play, looking for Cadden here. Manages to take it in his stride. Williamson. Cadden again. Can he get the cross? And he can. It's decent for Hornby, the downward header. I think it took a nick off the defender, which made it easier for Iker, the goalkeeper, to make the save.
Yeah, it was good play initially. Great play by Johnson, who looks very sharp so far, and, you know, switching the play well, and a good ball in by Cadden, and, no, it's unlucky. A good effort on target.
Smith. Porteous. Picked up by Andorra here. They're into the Scotland half for one of the few times they've won a corner here. Claude Bovey getting the cross in and blocked by Smith. So Andorra have a rare opportunity, certainly with the first 12 minutes gone, in a rare foray into Scotland's half, and a set piece opportunity. Could this be the best chance this evening of trying to score from a set piece?
Well, it normally is when teams set up in the fashion that they have so far, but I'm sure Scott Gemmell will have hammered at home that his side need to stay switched on, especially from set pieces, and don't give anything cheap away.
It's Nazaro to take the corner, the outswinger, and the referee said there was a nudge there on McCrory by Ricard Fernandez, so Scotland have the free kick, and the referee doesn't really like a lot of physical contact when the balls are going into the box. That's something Scotland will also have to be wary of. We saw it with Hornby earlier. Gilmore, Porteous, Smith. Scotland looking to build again. Mallon, just a bit short for Mallon there, he had to stretch. Smith again. Here's Ross McCrory. David Bates. Gilmore. The ball just going out there. Williamson couldn't keep it in. I don't think it was the best of balls by Gilmore. But there's so much talk about Billy Gilmore, and now down at Chelsea as well. And it's another one that's willing to go out of his comfort zone. Somewhere like Chelsea, where players are there's so many players down there, you know, 10 a penny, and it must be difficult to try and progress. But he seems to be doing so. Yeah,
he does. I mean, they paid a lot of money, and especially in terms of the Scottish game to take him. So they obviously have high hopes for him, and you know, all the sort of reports we're getting from down there is that he's going on the right path anyway, and obviously a key part of their Youth Cup success last year especially. So I've no doubt he'll look to kick on and you know, prove himself as you know, a player worthy to get into their first team.
There's David Bates, his former Rangers teammate. Just too much on it for Chris Cadden, who is one of the more experienced players now in this Scotland team. Playing week in, week out for Motherwell, it can only be a good thing. McCrory, Gilmore, Cadden, Hornby, Mallon. I think that was more through luck than design, but still, Scotland have it away. And Smith looking to get to the byline. Good challenge, good tracking there by De Pablos, the Andorra defender. Minutes gone, 0-0. Scotland looking to keep the pressure on though. Here's Mikey Johnson through to Hornby, goes down, no penalty says the referee. Hornby not happy, and should Scotland have had a penalty there? Well, it's an interesting one. Hornby certainly was claiming for it, but I don't think his teammates were backing him up too much with the claims.
Yeah, well, the defender certainly left his leg in, but I think it's one of those that outside the box that you would probably get a foul, but I don't think there's any chance, you know, of getting a penalty in that sort of situation. So it's just one of anomalies in football, I suppose.
De Pablos with the long ball well over the head of Fernandez, and it's into the hands of Fulton. Now Porteous for Smith, who for the fullbacks tonight, they'll probably be just as important going forward than it is at the back.
Yeah, I think so, and obviously Smith's a right fullback playing at left fullback, which maybe holds him back slightly in terms of, you know, playing on his weaker side. But they are going to be important, and as you quite rightly say, I think most of their work will be done in the opposition half.
Here's Johnson. Two players round him, but doing very well. Just overran that one there, but you could see the panic in the Andorra defence when Johnson gets on the ball, because they really don't know what he's going to do.
No, you can see he started really well, very lively, very direct, and, you know, got a great feet as well. So I think he could be a key player tonight in a game like this, where you know, chances are going to be at a premium. Perhaps it's important to have somebody like him to unlock the door.
Fulton there marshalling his area well, as Mallon has possession. Scored in the opening game in this qualifying tournament against the Netherlands. Throw into Scotland. Smith to take, and here's Porteous. We have Bates now in possession for McCrory. Forward to Williamson. Now it's Cadden. Again, the Andorrans swarming around the Scotland players. Tough to break down. Johnson will try though. Going in field. Tried the reverse ball for Mallon. Cut out well by the Andorra defence. McCrory for Williamson. Here's Cadden. McCrory, Bates. Ryan Porteous. Ross McCrory. Williamson. Scotland content to pass it about, keep possession, playing for the patient build-up, looking for an avenue to unlock that door. Bates back in possession. Now Porteous. Smith calling for it there. And here he goes. Left footed cross. Goalkeeper Iker comes out and manages to gather. Oh, said it a couple of times already. Scotland will have to be patient though, but it is about keeping calm in possession, I guess.
It is, and you can see the success. Any success they have had is, when they move the ball across the pitch from side to side and stretch the Andorran defence. It's very hard for a player like Gilmore to get on the ball in central areas because it's so congested. So you need to move the ball quickly from left to right, or vice versa, and try and open up the defence that way.
Well, Hornby initially did well there, but just couldn't find Williamson. Justo Ruiz, what do you think he'll be thinking in terms of his team's efforts in the first 19 minutes? Well,
I think he'll be content because you can see, it's no surprise what their game plan has been coming in tonight, and so far you would have to say it's working. They're making themselves difficult to beat. They're working hard and, well, not creating too much themselves. They've not really let up anything at the other end either.
Johnson looking to switch the play to Cadden. Nodded back into the area by Pomares, cleared by the captain Villado. Ross McCrory now for Scotland, forward looking for Hornby. He was complaining it didn't get there, and Fernandez Villado rather trying to complete the clearance. And they win the throw. Well, as much as it's about patience for Scotland, I guess it's about concentration for Andorra.
It is, of course. They're not going to have a lot of the ball. Clearly Scotland are having the lion's share of possession and trying to move it from side to side, but that's why they just need to be patient and hope that maybe a lack of concentration from the Andorran side will offer up opportunities to take the lead.
Mallon, lovely switch of play out to Williamson, touch back to Bates. Now it's Ross McCrory. Ryan Porteous going for the direct route, taking it upon himself to get forward. Forced backwards though. Plays it all the way across to Williamson. Cadden. Williamson. Here's Gilmore. Again, trying the crossfield ball. Just too much for Smith.
Yeah, it's a classic case. Gilmore just frustrated, trying to get on the ball, and the one time he does get on it, he wants to hit the 60, 70-yard pass, which, you can understand because he's finding it hard to get on the ball in the areas where he wants to operate. No, it's important to just, don't try and force anything, and still a long way to go, only just 21 minutes gone.
Gilmore back to Porteous, across to Bates. Williamson looking to bring it forward. Scotland's last win was against Latvia away last October. It's a 2-0 win. With Ollie Burke, who's had to drop out through injury, and Ollie McBurney had to drop out the A squad through injury, scoring the goals. It shows some progression from some of the players already in this campaign, which is a positive, that's for sure. Smith looking to start another move for Scotland. Johnson in support. Here he comes. Playing it into the box. Mallon for Hornby. Opportunity knocking for Scotland. Good save by Iker. And it's a corner kick. But Scotland unlocking the door there. And Hornby unlucky.
Yeah, great play again, you know. Lively from Johnson, flicking it through, and it falls nicely for Hornby. Cadden screaming for a cutback, but you know, I think the striker's he's going to be selfish. He's going to try and get a shot on target, and maybe just a bit unfortunate that the goalkeeper manages to get his trailing leg on it.
Corner kick though. Porteous is up there. The downward header, well saved by the goalkeeper, who looked like he was in no man's land for a spell, but managed to retrieve the situation and make another save.
Good delivery in from the right hand side, and Porteous rising well. As you say, the goalkeeper looked a bit lost, but managed to recover to stop any further damage.
Well, a card's coming out here, and it's Smith booked. The referee saying there was an elbow. Smith not happy, and the Andorran player down. It's the number 4, Claude Beauvais, and Liam Smith, the first into the book this evening, relatively early on, 23 minutes on the clock. He's not happy, and the player needs treatment.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that one again. The player looks in a little bit discomfort. It doesn't look that much in it, to be honest. I think they're both challenging, honest attempt for the ball. Liam Smith's not the type of player who you would expect an elbow or anything untoward, so I think maybe just a bit unfortunate that the Andorran man's came off worse.
Well, he's down there looking for the treatment and getting it. But yeah, I think just a ball off the ball. But the referee was quick to hand out that yellow card as Justo Reyes gives some more instructions to his captain. Scott Gemmell there wasn't happy. And for Scotland, I think you might have that this evening again, a set-piece opportunity they'll have to be wary of.
Yeah, and that's something else that the Scottish team, you know, have to prepare for, playing against foreign opposition. As you know, the referees are not as lenient as they would be in our league. So, no, it's all a learning curve, and you know, that incident probably wouldn't have got a foul here on a Saturday, but Liam Smith in the book.
Roger Nazaro with the ball to the edge of the area, away by Bates. Andorra have a chance to put Scotland under some pressure here. Pomares can't keep that one in, it's a throw-in. It's dealt with well though by Scotland and Bates. McCrory, Cam in possession. Smith back to Ryan Porteous, who had that chance with the header a couple of minutes ago. Don't know if he was trying to play that ball to Williamson, but it was controlled by Billy Gilmore. Now Ryan Porteous for Scotland. Mikey Johnson trying everything to get away from Beauvais. Now Gilmore, ball in field to Mallon. Cadden, and Mallon caught late there. Free kick to Scotland.
Yeah, it was good play. Gilmore actually managing to get on the ball in the opposition half with a bit of space, and a good reverse pass into the front man, and you know, Mallon fouled, and a good set piece opportunity, which you know, Stevie Mallon has been really successful so far in his short time at Hibs.
Yeah, cracker, 2 crackers, 1 in each leg against NSI Runavik from the Faroe Islands, and he can certainly hit them from distance, that is for sure. Do you think he's going to hit this one, or will he play it into the area with the likes of Hornby and Porteous in there?
I think he will put it in. It's probably just on the limit, maybe just a bit too far. I think he'll try and put it in the box, but you never know. As you've rightly said, he's scored some crackers even you know, so far this season.
No stranger to the spectacular, but it looks like he's setting up for a cross this time. Maybe not, he goes for goal, and it's pushed away by Iker for a corner. And again, Mallon showing he's not scared to hit one.
No, a good effort, you know, forced the goalkeeper to make a save. That's all you ask, you know, from the free kick takers, and he's done that well. Again, not short of confidence, taking it on from that range as well.
Bounce in front of the goalie too. Short corner, Johnson. Cadden going for goal. And Iker making another save. It might just be a busy evening for him, and certainly Scotland haven't been able to beat him so far.
No, I think he will be. He will be the busiest Andorran player tonight, and at least you would hope he would be. You know, he's had nothing too serious tonight. I think the saves he has made, you would expect. So, no, Scotland just need to keep plugging away, and I'm sure chances will come.
Liam Smith. David Bates of Hamburg. Williamson forward for Cadden. Nudged, and the referee says no free kick. Sorry, no penalty rather. Ball in the box there. But Cadden not happy and looking to get into a debate now. But he won't win that one with the referee. Right away he said no.
Again, I mean, it's another one that outside the box. I think it's a foul 10 times out of 10. He just gets there first, and the defender doesn't pull out the challenge. You know, my initial reaction was penalty, but you know, it looks like the referee's not going to give anything cheap away inside the boxes tonight.
Yeah, it was Vilado, the Andorran captain, with the nudge on Cadden. No penalty though to Scotland. That's 2 claims waved away by the referee from Macedonia, Dejan Jakimowski. Porteous forward for Johnson. 2 players round them, and it was the first. Claudia Beauvais with the interception. Porteous to Gilmore. He finds Williamson. Neat touch in to Cadden. Cadden going for goal, or was he? It looked like a cross come shot, and out it goes for a throw-in.
Again, good play by Scotland though, just moving the ball a little bit quicker, and you know, they are getting joy down both flanks. Cadden now looking dangerous, and I think it was a cross and just nobody on the end of it.
McCrory picks up for Scotland. Gilmore, Bates, every Andorran player behind the ball. Williamson, Cadden. I think you can see when Scotland move it quickly, then they've had some joy tonight.
They have, and you know, it's important that they don't stop doing that. You know, it's very easy to get frustrated in games like this, but they just need to keep doing what they're doing, and you know, be confident that the chances will appear, which they certainly have done in the last 10 minutes.
Smith for Porteous, looking for Cadden, and he's pushed to the ground by Pomares, and it's a free kick to Scotland. Now, was that one as bad as the one, or just the same as the one moments ago in the box?
You took the words out of my mouth there. I was just going to say, I think if that was in the box, I can't imagine the ref would give a penalty. So again, one of those that it's easy to give one outside the box, and you know, from a wide free kick, as opposed to, you know, a free shot at goal from 12 yards.
Free kick to Scotland then. Billy Gilmore over this one, and Eicher pushes it away. 2 hands to push it away, and Andorra looking to go on the break here. McCrory getting back and nudging the back, and it's a free kick. It was De Pablos going down. There he is, and he gets the free kick for his country. And a set piece opportunity for Andorra to be taken by Garcia. Vilado, the captain, Garcia back in possession. Scotland looking to put the captain under pressure. He's confident to take it forward, and a free kick there. Bates on Fernandez, I think, and the referee at close quarters. I think he wants a word with Bates.
Yeah, just, you know, maybe needless to give the referee a decision to make, certainly. And the last thing I'm sure Scott Gemmell will want is his side giving dangerous set pieces away in good areas, because this looks like the only sort of opportunity that the Andorrans will have this evening.
It shows you anything outside the box, the ref's willing to give pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's, again, it is, you know, I've been in that situation playing in underage levels and going away from home, and you know, that's one of the things you have to learn is, you know, playing with different referees makes it a different game in some cases, so just need to be careful.
It's Roger Nazaro here for Andorra. Is he thinking about a drive? He clips it, looking to the back post. It's Gilmore who heads away, and Scotland have a chance to break. Mallon caught late there by the Andorran Samper. Free kick. Is that one of those good fouls though on the man in your picture there, Mallon, because Scotland were looking to break?
Yeah, and perhaps that's when Scotland might be more dangerous, when there's space to play into. So no doubt a tactical foul there by the Andorra, and just concede a free kick 80 yards from goal, and you know, I don't think Scotland are going to score from there.
Porteous bringing it forward, Johnson collecting, up against two again. Good challenge going in there by De Pablos. Have to be content with the throw. Liam Smith to take. Johnson opts to go backwards to Bates. Forward now for Williamson. He's played more like a wing back this evening. Bates again for Porteous. He wants to burst forward, short to his Hibernian teammate Mallon. The return wasn't great, and he's crowded out. McCrory wins the free kick there, and Alex Martinez of Andorra not happy with the near side assistant. I don't think there was too much in that, to be fair.
I don't think there was, in fairness, and no, good to see the first team coaching staff from Scotland here tonight to support the 21s. And you know, as a player, that's what you want to see the manager, whatever level, first team, come to watch you, and you know, this is your chance to impress. And as we've seen with Suter and McKenna before them, you know, there's a pathway right into his squad.
Well, free kick to Scotland, and it was Albert Reyes who has been shown a yellow card. So free kick to Scotland. That challenge there, I think it was on Cadden. But yeah, McLeish here, along with Malky Mackay, the performance director, Peter Grant, Stevie Woods, the goalkeeping coach, and James McFadden, another A-squad coach. So there is that pathway, and McKenna has already made that move. Suter as well. Ollie McBurney in this current cycle. Free kick to Scotland. Gilmore to take, edge of the box. McCrory swings at it, hits the Andorran defence. Gilmore picks up again. Williamson gets in his way slightly, and Gilmore brought to the deck, and it's a yellow card for number 11, Nazaro. Well, the referee's made the rod for his own back now, because any challenge he seems to be booking players.
Yeah, he was very happy to give fouls earlier on, but now it seems any fouls are booking. So no, it'll be, like you say, made a rod for his own back to some degree. Again, it's a bit of a petty foul, if you like, and probably not worth a booking, in fairness.
It's Mallon to take. Hornby's header over the bar. Mallon picking out the Everton striker. And another chance for Scotland, as you see Ryan Williamson there. But Hornby, a man, he's maybe drifted out the last 10-15 minutes after a bright start early on.
Yeah, he has, and you know, the service to him, he hasn't had a lot of it, but that's why it's important Scotland get the ball wide into your Cadden and Johnstons, because especially Johnston, he's been the liveliest man on the park, and he looks like when he gets the ball, he's got two players on him, because you know, they're worried about him, and they're worried at the problems he can cause.
Another free kick to Scotland. There was slight barging there in the air, but the referee, with the stop-start mentality, wanting to keep this game going here, as is Smith in possession for Scotland. Here's Ryan Porteous going long, looking for Hornby, nearly sneaking in there. Villado, the captain, doing well to nod that away, otherwise the Everton man was in, but Mallon collects. Hornby, Mallon looking for the return. No free kicks as the referee this time, probably when it was, and Bates has to play it back to Fulton. Gets it back immediately, and Scotland looking to build again. McCrory. Here's Porteous, and Smith left that for Johnson, and Johnson felt he kept it in, but some miscommunication there from Scotland.
Yeah, it's important they don't get sloppy, because that's what can happen when you have so much of the ball and so much time on the ball, especially. So, no, it's just important that they keep concentrated and make sure every pass counts.
De Pablos for Andorra, and the flag goes up from the assistant. It's a free kick to Andorra. Smith there, I think the man adjudged to have had a slight barge. I don't think there was much in that, but Smith will have to watch because he's on a booking.
Yeah, and it seems anything is possible with this referee tonight, so he won't want to give too many more away, that's for sure.
Well, another chance for Andorra from the set piece. It's Roger Nazaro looking for a better delivery than last time. Flighted in, nodded away by Scotland. Johnson helps out. Cadden looking to put Beauvais under pressure. The captain Villado. Good pressing by Scotland, and Eicher has to go long, but Andorra could be in here. And Williamson getting back to do some defensive duties, and it's a corner to Andorra.
Good recovery from Williamson actually, and maybe switched off in the first instance, and the wide left for Andorra managed to beat the offside trap, but good covering, and well played out for a corner.
Beauvais there looking to put Scotland under pressure. Nazaro will take this one. He's the man for the set pieces in the Andorran team. And it goes, nodded away by Williamson, helped out by Malin. And De Pablos going for the speculative effort, well wide, and no trouble for Scotland. Well, Fulton's not had much to do, which is a good thing, but we kind of thought it would be one of those nights.
Yeah, and it certainly has shaped up that way, as you could tell in the first 10 minutes. That it was going to be a difficult evening without an early goal. That's not came so far. So, again, just important that Scotland keep doing what they're doing and move the ball quickly and get the ball to the key players in the wide areas.
Here's Williamson. Now Cadden decides to cut inside. Gilmore. Cadden off Motherwell, the cross in away by Villado. Palmares to blast clear. Chased down by Martinez, but he loses out. And Cadden can play it back to Bates. Now Porteous again. The centre back seeing a lot of the ball as they try to start the moves for Scotland tonight. And again, every Andorra player in their own half. Gilmore. Cadden, the challenge coming in there. Scotland get the throw. Cadden wants to take it quickly. He finds Gilmore. Gilmore under pressure. Doing well to get away from two. Gilmore at the edge of the box. Opportunity, left footed. It's high and wide in the end from Gilmore, but showing his skills there.
Yeah, great feat by Gilmore. Good positive play, beating his man, and quite right to have a shot. Travels way wide, but good initial feat to beat his marker, and obviously trying to impress, and just gets that one all wrong.
Well, some good news for Scotland. The Under-19s have won by 3-1 in Poland. Elliot Watt of Wolves, Zach Rudden, who's at Falkirk now on loan from Rangers, and Jack Aitchison at Dumbarton on loan from Celtic with the goals, and they were 1-0 down at half-time, so well done to the Scotland Under-19s. Can the Under-21s continue what has been a good week for the Scottish national teams so far, with the women's team going to France next year in the World Cup? Well done to Shelley Kerr's team. We'll have more of that at half-time, by the way. And that is an achievement that we should relive again and again. So the women's team have qualified for the World Cup. The Under-19s have won. What about the Under-21s tonight? Still 0-0. 4 minutes to go until the break. Scotland looking to put the pressure on. Williamson cuts out the ball forward, gets it back from Gilmore, trying to find Cadden, and blocked well by the Andorrans. Gilmore takes the throw in quickly. Cadden looking to get to the byline now. He's been fouled, and it's a free kick. Palmares, the man who brought down the Motherwell player. So another good chance for Scotland from the set piece.
Yeah, another good chance, but the biggest surprise is how that's not a booking. Cadden's racing down the line there. There's a clear pull of the shirt, so, or maybe he is going to the book now. That's a bit more consistent from the referee, because it would be hard to imagine, based on the other bookings he's dished out so far, that the Andorran man wouldn't be going in the book for that.
Yeah, Nazaro pleading Palmares' case, but the referee has made his decision, booking for the number 22, Francisco Pomares, and then Azaro already in the book himself, so he'll have to be careful what he says to the referee. And it is a free kick to Scotland. Gilmour goes low, Hornby blocked, and partially cleared. Mallon goes for the speculative effort, deflected, and it's a corner kick.
Certainly looked like one off the training field. Gilmour playing it in low initially.
Well, we know Mallon can hit them, and when you saw that ball sit up there, we knew that he was going to have a crack. And just unlucky that it was blocked. So corner kick, and there is the man, Billy Gilmour of Chelsea. But the referee getting involved again, saying no argy-bargy in the box, with the likes of Bates, Hornby, Porteous all there. And what's the chances he blows for a free kick when this corner comes in? Gilmour's delivery. Porteous goes down, penalty!
What are the chances? They thought they were high, but maybe not from a Scottish point of view.
And well, the referee from Macedonia infuriates the Andorrans. A yellow card coming out here. Porteous dragged to the deck. Penalty awarded, the yellow card there. And the Andorrans not happy. It looks like it was Alex Martinez, but we'll confirm that. Penalty to Scotland though. And we did talk about the argy-bargy, and you could see Ryan Porteous looking to cause problems in the box with the flighted ball, and we thought it might be a free kick the other way. Let's see it. Porteous going down. It was Martinez.
He's looking over to the assistant on the far side, so it's maybe him that's given it. But third time lucky for Scotland after the first two shouts were waved away.
Well, a minute to the break, and Fraser Hornby over this one at Tynecastle Park for Scotland. Iker has made saves, 4 or 5 saves already this evening. It's Hornby against Iker. And Hornby scores for Scotland. They take the lead at Tynecastle Park, and it's been coming this evening. And it's Everton's Fraser Hornby from the spot, cool as you like, and Scotland are 1-0 up.
Yeah, and the perfect time to get the goal right before half-time. Kept his composure well and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way into his bottom left-hand corner. Made no mistake, great penalty, and the perfect result going into the break after what's been a difficult first half for Scotland.
Well, Hornby had a couple of chances early on. We'll be grateful to get on the score sheet now. The Scotland fans are happy. And as we approach half-time, it's Scotland 1, Andorra 0. Well, credit to the officials, because they were watching that, but very rarely, you usually see it going the other way, and it's the attacking team that are penalised rather than the defending team. But holding in the box is an issue now, and that is something the officials have been warning teams to be careful. They are wary of that now.
Yeah, it's something that's been talked about for a few years, and you know, with the introduction of VAR at the World Cup as well, even more so. So I think it is something that does need to be penalised, because some of the defending you see now, it's more like wrestling.
Can Andorra hit back before half-time? Great challenge, good covering by Liam Smith. And Fernandez has possession, looking to get to the byline. Good play, McCrory, he can blast away. Hornby lets that go over his head. Cadden giving chase. Going to force the goalkeeper to go long. Not the best of kicks. Pomares can't keep possession as the half-time whistle sounds. And it's Scotland to have the lead through. That man, Fraser Hornby, scoring just a minute before the break with the penalty kick. Positive going in at the break, Danny, and hopefully now that Scotland have scored, the Andorrans might have to open up.
Well, they have, and you know, I'm sure the Andorrans' game plan was built on, you know, going into half-time at the very least level. So, you know, it's job well done for Scotland today so far. So, just important now that they can keep moving the ball quickly in the second half. And as you say, with the Andorrans having to open up a little bit more, there'll hopefully be more opportunities coming their way.
Well, half-time here at Tynecastle Park, Scotland 1, Andorra 0. And let's check out some of the key moments from the first half here at Tynecastle Park. Well, there's the incident. You can see just in the corner of your screen, Danny. Certainly a penalty for you.
Yeah, it's difficult to say, but you can see Porteous looking over to the linesman right away, so he obviously feels he's been fouled, and the linesman clearly agreed with him.
Good penalty, as we mentioned, as well for Hornby. That'll do his confidence a world of good, I take it.
Definitely. I mean, he's not had the most involvement in the half, but you know, to get his name on the score sheet, I'm sure he'll be confident looking to add to that in the second half.
Well, Hornby with the goal there for Scotland, and he'll be hoping it's the first of many. And at half-time, well, in a minute we'll be catching up on the great achievement from the Scotland ladies team getting through to the World Cup. But first, we'll take a trip down memory lane when some of the Scotland players and coaches played against each other at Sensible Soccer in the Sega Mega Drive. It's back.
Right, I want to go Scotland.
Are we pay?
Faddy's Scotland, so I'll move across for Faddy. Who you want to go? That's the goal. Okay, yeah, sounds like.
You know how to play this.
I don't have a clue. Look at you, you're. What you press B. And watch, play cup.
This isn't HD, this isn't good enough.
Who's that? Ellen McLaren?
Oh, Paul McStay.
Who's that?
Jerry McAllister.
Oh, this is the one for the thing you can't put the right names in it.
He's on it.
Ellie McCoist.
Can you know a sub?
Ellie McCoist. Ellie McCoist.
Puel McStay.
Stuart McSell.
Tom Bine.
Oh, this is
Well, how do I know who's what? He's not playing anyway.
Richard Gough.
Roger
Richard Gough.
Let's get on here.
Oh, mate. He's one of your good pals. You went to school with him, do you know? But Dave McPherson.
Copyright here.
Oh, jeez.
On the Scotia.
How'd you sprint?
All you need to know is slide and shoot.
What slide? C, B.
How do I don't know. Oh, you're not doing the
You're
high
getting it,
press.
yeah.
Oh.
He's playing himself, it's Faddy, look. He's run through everything. Oh, you went for the shots. Oh, there he is, look, Faddy. He's unbelievable. He's trying to get that with 18. He's got that goal.
Try to get it early in the case.
You're actually banging it long.
I don't know.
Stop banging it long.
Oh! I've got big Andy Gorman goal here.
Here it is!
Oh, come on!
Yeah, cut inside, I am Robin.
You're going for the counter attack?
Lump it long, mate. Channel ball.
I know, I don't like shooting down the line.
That's a.
Never, ref.
I'm
It's
banging
a
it.
dive.
I'm banging it.
What?
Look, Tom.
Oh, sensational. Oh my God! You found it with that C buttons for, didn't you?
Oh, here it is, Faddy. Here it is, mate.
Oh, wrong button. Oh my God.
Faddy, there's only 2 buttons.
And I keep pressing the wrong one. How am I getting beat after this? Oh,
Done.
Yeah, all the best. I look expect my hand.
no, I know.
Yeah.
Just hit it down the wing for wee
So just, is it quite simple then, Faddy? Aye. Just beat, shoot.
move that about.
Beat, shoot.
Beat, shoot, yeah.
80 pass.
Aye. But the buttons are too big, you just press them all at one
Wait,
time. See, I told you.
I just pressed A there, so you. It is definitely on.
No, A's channel.
80 pass. I just pressed it there.
A's channel ball, trust me.
Oh, just sorry. That's a red, come on. Sorry. What the hell? Can't be off, surely. It's a yellow. How am I supposed to run? I see, I'm almost. This is like me, straight line.
Sprint button.
No, Vaddy, you shot it!
B's pass.
That's
B's
that one.
C's the one you need to press. You need to
Oh,
pass
look
it.
at this tiki-taka.
You need to
Oh,
pass
you're
C and that's
flying
you
here.
sprinting.
Oh, God! Chopped him in there. Van Breukelen in goal, man.
This is waves of attack, look.
What? This is crap.
How has he not scored there?
This isn't good. Take a 1-0 right now.
I know you would. Absolutely buzzing. Come, keeper! I'm going to keeper. Oh, what? How'd you score? How'd you score?
It doesn't matter how hard you press the buttons, it's not going to make a harder shot.
Oh!
Tapped it on the
Does
floor.
he know what he's doing?
Whip it in.
I know, it's right.
I'm not going to lie, lads.
Oh! Through ball and everything. What's the through ball, man? Triangle.
You boys are rapid, mate. Never been deserved. It's against it's against our play.
This is the final nobody wanted to see. He's talking about tactics and everything, he's out-thought you. Out-thought you and out-thought you.
It's an awesome.
You've gone. You've gone. You saw lovely, Gaff.
Well done, well done. He did not deserve that.
Need to sit and watch this.
I know, Faddy.
But why did he just give the ball?
I said.
Set it tone early. Right. No respect. Ridiculous. Give me that.
Jason Flynn.
You can't play for the back. Oh, come on,
Finish as well.
even better for me.
If he beat the man, then
You've done well. Try something, it's a computer game, it's no real life. Oh, I just tried, I whipped it top in. He's trying to kick it out for a goal kick so he could regroup again.
He's trying to turn the volume up.
Oh, this is a pure spoiler. Absolute spoiler.
Well, look at he's going to be off, man. Off. Is it half time? What did my wee guy do to get sent off, by the way?
It was reckless. It was reckless.
I thought it was alright.
Oh, what a save! Paddy, surely me and you going to play each other for a booby prize.
Just for the flair, aye.
Good defence. Shooting's been halfway then. Honestly, he's trying to get his shots up.
Look at this!
They don't want it.
Synchronised sliding! He's got
Where's
it.
the ball? Slide by it.
Try and hurt each other so we don't need to touch it. Come on, you've seen the two of us play.
I know that's
Straight the goalie again. I pressed it. He's got it.
solid.
It's
He's actually chipping them.
I want to see the stands.
Is
Is it A shoot?
Oh no.
B. Yes! Give me extra time, come on.
Under the course there, under the core.
Good standard, lads. Pens it is.
Oh my! Hey, look
That was an obvious one to get in the middle.
Try to give him the old bluff for you.
I thought wins. Same again.
Oh, yes!
Honestly,
No speech player for you two, it's terrible. He's when you're
Oh,
survived back in the day, man.
No,
that's
that's
good. I'm panicking.
Your wee guy turns. Shows up. There you go.
You could have told us how he's hitting it.
Oh no,
Aye, he does, because he's doing it. Try to do it.
It didn't come out.
Hold in the wee button for a chip.
Oh! The wee guy turns. I know that now. Showing you where to go, Kirsten.
I gave him the one too.
Signore, he doesn't take a run up. One step.
Right, I'm stepping up.
This is all man, you've crumbled. You can't deal with the pressure.
Big guy all day long.
I went,
This is quite quick.
Rubbish.
Did you think you done that?
That's shocking. Well done.
Just isn't it?
Well done. You deserve it. Congratulations. Well done. Well done, mate.
Was your third force
second best then?
Aye, you hang me.
I was better than
Aye,
you.
you were
anyway.
better
Guess
than
you
me.
beat the guy
You
that
were
beat
better
you.
than me.
Scotland have won this qualifying match against Romania 2-1 and now is first in Group 2 with 21 points.
Congratulations again to Shelley Kerr's team. Fantastic stuff. They will be heading to France and the World Cup next year. Good news here for Scotland as well. 1-0 up at half-time, and it was all down to that penalty kick and the incident that happened just before the break. Here we go again, Danny. What's your thoughts looking at it again?
Well, from that angle, you can see it's a clear foul, clear rugby tackle on Porteous, and you can tell by the player's reaction right away. He's looking for some help, looking for the decision to be given, and thankfully gets it.
A cool penalty as well from Hornby, but given the referee had gone over and had a word with the players when there was all the hustle bustle before the corner kick was taken, surely it's folly by the player to have his arms round Porteous trying to wrestle him.
It is, yeah, and it's hard to tell from here whether he was warning the Scottish players or the Andorran players. You normally feel as if those sort of decisions, the ref will blow up in favour of the defending team. So it was refreshing to see, because it was a clear foul, and would have been another penalty claim waved away, which on another day could have been given.
I was being my cynical self before that corner, thinking the free kick will go the other way no matter what. But fair play to the referee in that instance, because he did give the award to Scotland, and that is why they lead 1-0 here at Tynecastle Park. But in general, your first half thoughts, Danny, with the match, with Scotland having chances but having to be patient?
Yeah, having to be really patient, and you could tell early doors how the game was going to set up. The Andorrans really trying to make it difficult for Scott Gemmell's side, and it was just important that they maintained the composure and kept probing, and thankfully they get a goal going into the break, which should stand them in good stead for the second half.
Yeah, and Scotland have options on the bench this evening too, with the likes of Robbie McCrory, Ross's brother, the sub-goalkeeper, Tom McIntyre of Reading, Lewis Ferguson of Aberdeen, Frank Ross also of Aberdeen, Ollie Shaw of Hibernian, Cal McGuinness of St Mirren, and Alan Campbell of Motherwell. So there are options on the bench, and there are players who have been playing first-team football as well. When you look at the likes of Ferguson, Ross has been in, he played at Easter Road for Aberdeen last week. Ollie Shaw has been playing, and McGuinness and Campbell likewise for their teams. So if there are to be changes, there are experience to come on, or players that are experiencing first-team football. Yeah,
and it's a great sign when you think of the players who have dropped out the squad or have moved on to the senior squad. To have those options on the bench is obviously great, especially the likes of Ferguson, and who's had a great start to his Aberdeen career, and I'm sure who would have not been hoping to play tonight. So to have players chomping at the bit with first team experience to come on can only be a good thing, if they're required. Ryan Fulton there, he's been a virtual spectator. Fraser Hornby, the man that's got the goal for Scotland, and I think we know what Scotland are going to do in the second half. They're just going to carry on and try to break down the Andorrans. What do Andorra do then, given Fraser Hornby's got that opening goal in the game? Well, you'd like to think it'll alter their game plan slightly, at least, especially later in the game, if the score stays as it is, because they have showed a lack of ambition to get forward. But you can understand that. They obviously came here with a clear plan to make it difficult, and the goal will change that and hopefully make for a more open and entertaining game. He's been a busy man as well, he's had to pull off some good saves. He has, and what he has done, he's done well, especially a save from Hornby, with his trailing leg was a good stop when it looked like the striker would score. So let's hope he's busy again in the second half. Well, the referee, Dejan Jakimowski from Macedonia, ready to get this one underway. Scott Gemmell along with assistant Peter Houston, who knows Tynecastle well from his time as assistant manager with Heart of Midlothian. Well, the man that scored the goal, Fraser Hornby, ready to kick off for Scotland here at Tynecastle Park in Scotland's capital city. Scotland looking to go again here in this second half and get the crucial 3 points to just keep things bubbling along in the group. You never know if Scotland can keep winning to try and force a playoff place. I think England will probably be too far away from them now, but tough games to come after tonight. The Netherlands next week, and also Ukraine and England, so Scotland have it all to do. But again, development key as well, and
as you mentioned earlier, Danny, players for the next campaign as Scotland go on the attack here. Williamson, Hornby probably got in the way of that. Cadden is looking to pick up possession. Bates has to win the header. And now Porteous to collect for Smith. And here is Gilmore. Cadden. Williamson. Back to Bates. Now Ryan Porteous. His Hibernian teammate Stevie Mallon. David Bates to Chris Cadden. Scotland again, just content with the patient build-up. McCrory. Porteous involved again. Gilmore making the run forward. Bates decides to play it into Hornby. Gilmore takes over, finds Cadden, chance on for Scotland, goes for the cross, and it's just too much for Mikey Johnson. Johnston again looking to work some space, has to retrace his steps though. Mallon. Now Porteous, every man apart from Fulton in the Andorra half. Williamson. Ryan Porteous, Scotland again having to be patient here, Danny.
They are, but it was great one-touch play link-up between Gilmore and Cadden and Hornby on the right-hand side, and a great ball across by Cadden. I think Johnston possibly should have been in at the back post a little bit earlier, and he would have had a tap into an empty net.
Fernandez goes down, Scotland play on. It's Mallon getting away from his man here, just shows too much of it to Pablos, who makes the interception. Blasted forward. Can Fernandez get in behind Bates? He can't, and Fulton will prevent that from going into touch for a corner. And Scotland looking to go again. Liam Smith. Now Stevie Mallon. Mallon looking for the switch of play to Williamson, and finds him excellently. Williamson battling to keep possession, but Andorra pick up. And Gilmore looking to win possession back against Reyes. Away by Nazaro. Won by Porteous. And here's Ross McCrory. McCrory forced backwards though to Fulton. Fulton can knock it away. Cadden. Williamson. Gilmore. Hornby. Now the free kick given for the nudge on Gilmore. And Albert Reyes not happy. I think he's shouting at Gilmore. I don't think Gilmore is taking any notice. And Captain Vilado having something to say as well. Gilmore now for Scotland. Mallon. Porteous. Smith. Mikey Johnston. Here's David Bates for Scotland, looking for the option going forward. Williamson now on this near side, looking to go to the byline. It's blocked, and it's a corner kick for Scotland.
Again, good patient play, working it from the left over to the right and getting Williamson in a good position deep into the opposition territory, and does well to win a corner. And another set piece opportunity which Gilmore will put in the box.
Well, let's see how the Andorrans approach this one, and the officials for that matter. With Porteous up, Bates is there, Vilado at close quarters with him. Williamson in the box too. Hornby at the edge. Bates breaks away, ball comes into the back post. It's going all the way to the opposite side, and Porteous manages to keep it in. It's up against Fernandez though. Gets the ball into the area looking for Hornby. Vilado does well, and Andorra can clear. Only as far as Chris Cadden though. And Cadden going for the long range drive. It's blocked at the edge of the box. Johnston taking over. It falls to Mallon. And now Gilmore. Scotland looking to keep the pressure on. Cadden. And he played it to looking for Williamson on the near side. Williamson had already raced forward. Won by McCrory. Away by Pomares. McCrory looking to pick up possession again. And McCrory had a few chances there to try and nip in on Martinez, but Martinez does well. Scotland win back possession though. And here's Cadden. Hornby looking for the ball forward. Cadden goes for the more patient build-up, but it loses possession to Nazaro. Martinez now finds Reyes. Cross on the far side now. De Pablos. Forward for Fernandez. Getting into the box. Blocked by Porteous, or was it? The ball runs through to Fulton. And Fernandez, he didn't claim for a penalty or anything like that, but Porteous stuck to his task.
Yeah, but you can see even 6 minutes in and the Andorrans are throwing a lot more men forward. I mean, 3 or 4 in the attack there, which I don't think we've seen in the first half. So clearly they are going to, have a go in the second half. And the way Scotland have started the second half with some pretty sharp passing, especially down the right-hand side, that hopefully will make for a more open game.
Here's Williamson. Now Gilmore. Mallon's ball blocked. And it runs out for a throw to Scotland. Bates in possession, going for the switch of play, looking for Johnston. Scotland have to be content with the throw. Johnston. Now Porteous. Here's Bates. Gilmore into the area, looking for Hornby. Ikera's out and gathers at the second attempt. 7 minutes into this second half, and it's Scotland 1, Andorra 0. Won by Porteous. Cadden doing well. Did take the last touch off him, and rightly it's an Andorra throw-in. Taken by Pomares, up the line, looking for Fernandez. Bates is there. Fernandez gets past him and theatrically goes to ground. No free kicks as the referee, rightly so, but Andorra do have a throw-in. 0-0 between England and the Netherlands in the other match in the group. This ball hits off McCrory. That's where Scotland go next. Cross to the Netherlands to face the Dutch next week. Throw into Andorra. Pomares to take. Away by Williamson. McCrory picks up possession. Pomares though getting the ball into the area. Fulton asserting himself to come out and get there first. Bates. Williamson. Cadden. Ross McCrory. Cross to Ryan Porteous. Ian Smith. Mallon. And it's Gilmore looking to do something here for Scotland. Now Chris Cadden of Motherwell. There's Stevie Mallon. Out on that far side where Smith is there, along with Johnson. He's cutting in, doing well. Mikey Johnson goes down there. The challenge coming in, and De Pablos prevents the corner kick. Good play though by Mikey Johnson, Celtic. Andorra a chance to break. Fernandez struggling to get past Bates, but he manages it. Complaining, saying there was a shirt tug there, but they have to be content with the throw.
Looked like they could have had a little case there. Looked like maybe got the wrong side, Bates, and had a little tug, but again going back to Johnson on the left hand side, great play, great feat to leave 2 men for dead, and great defending you have to say as well, because if he got that wrong in the box, it certainly would have been another penalty.
Yeah, good challenge here by Grau Saint-Père. Now Andorra, as you said earlier, Danny, is looking to get forward a bit more now. Nazaro doesn't manage to keep that one in, and it will be a goal kick to Scotland. Well, 10 minutes into this second half. Danny, what's your thoughts?
Well, it's a lot more open even in 10 minutes, you know. Again, going back to the earlier point, Andorra throwing a lot more caution to the wind and getting attacking players into the Scotland half, which you know they really didn't decide to do at all in the first half. So certainly a more open encounter, and you know, you just would like to think there's more goals here for Scotland.
It's easy to forget, but when you look at Andorra's results, they only lost 1-0 at home to England, and they drew with Scotland 1-1, and they only lost 1-0 to the Dutch at home in their last game, although they did lose heavily away from home to Ukraine and the Netherlands, a 6-0 and then an 8-0. But it can be a stuffy side as Scotland now, with Hornby giving chase. Can he keep this one in, and does he have options? He's unable to do the former, so the latter is insignificant in the end. But you can see that, you know, frustrating England and frustrating the Dutch and frustrated Scotland, and got the point that is in their makeup.
Well, you know, you said it yourself. It's clear to say how the coach likes to line them up. Their first protocol seems to be to try and keep it tight at the back, and you know, the longer that goes, the harder it is for the opposition, whoever that is, to break them down. And clearly, if they do lose an early goal, that's when the problems start, because it's very hard then to come out of that mindset and, you know, flip the whole philosophy around. So, you know, you can tell. And again, great to see McLeish, the Scotland manager and performance director, Malky Mackay, here watching the 21s tonight at Tynecastle.
Do you think he'll be looking, maybe not right away, but in terms of the future, to say that there are players in here, not everyone will make it, but there are players here that will make that progression into the A squad eventually?
Well, I'd like to think so. I think he has to look at that. I mean, the current squad is certainly not going to stick around forever, so that is where the fresh supply of players comes from, and it's important that we do look to the youth system, no matter what level, and that is going to be key. When you look at some of the other sides that have done really well in European Championships and World Cups, that they've always had a batch that have came through together, and hopefully, you know, this can be one of ours, and a few of these players will be playing in the senior team shortly.
And Chris Cadden had a taste of it in the summer when Scotland toured the Americas with the squad. Scotland international now. And we mentioned the likes of Suter and McKenna, who have played in this qualifying section so far, that have made that progression. Ollie Burke and Ollie McBurney likewise.
I think if you add those 4 players to this squad, you know, it improves it greatly. So, you know, it shows that there are players there. You know, they just need the opportunity, no matter, you know, what level. You need to give young players a chance at their club side first of all, and you know, that can only help the national team.
Gilmore stealing in, but the referee said there was an infringement. It's a free kick to Andorra. Scott Gemmell, will he be thinking about changes?
I think he will. He'll possibly, as most managers do, tend to let it go maybe to the hour mark and look to change things up. I don't think it's a case of too much needing change, but you know, I think there are more goals here for Scotland if they really want to go for it.
Well, Bates going in there and getting a yellow card, and it looked as if he won the ball for me, but nowadays that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not an infringement and it's not a free kick or a booking. Bates in there, but certainly it seemed a robust challenge, but I thought he got enough of the ball to get away with that one. He's shaking his head.
Yeah, like you can see even from up here that, you know, he definitely got enough on the ball as we watch the replay. A great tackle, you must say. So,
well, sure what's he meant to do there? Not tackle?
Yeah, well,
because his follow through he will always follow through, but he won the ball. He didn't follow through and take the man. It was just momentum.
Of course, and again we go back to the earlier point of, you know, the continental referees. They referee the game in a different style, and challenges where the studs are showing or where a natural follow through occurs seems to be penalised, and you know, very strange, but part of the game we need to accept.
2 Andorra players in the Scotland wall. Interesting to see if this is something off the training ground. Goes short and doesn't go very well if you're Andorran, that's for sure, but they're not giving up on this one yet. It's Nazaro on the far side with Beauvais. Well, whatever they try to work on the training ground, they need to get back there and start again.
I know, but whatever they're working on the training ground, you just leave that when you've got a chance to get a shot at goal from that range. Surely with the limited success they've had tonight, a great opportunity to get a shot at the Scotland goal, and when you do take the risk and it ends up like that, I suppose it's a double blow.
Well, that's twice now that the referee has stopped the play because the goal kick was taken and he feels that David Bates was inside the area. The ball didn't go outside the area, rather, and for the goal kick to be legitimate, it has to go outside the area before another player touches it, if my rule book is correct, or my knowledge of the rule book is correct. So that's twice now the referee has blown up for that one. A lovely feat there by Gilmore, and he wins the free kick for Scotland. Sandwiched there by Pomares and Nazaro. Free kick to Scotland.
Yeah, great feat by Gilmore. Again, showing great ability on the ball, very comfortable on either side, and drawing two defenders in and winning a free kick and another chance to get the ball in the area.
The Andorrans need to go back the regulation 10 yards. Gilmore to take the free kick into the area, looking for Hornby. Iker is out to gather that one for Andorra. Over the hour mark now, Scotland still leading thanks to that Fraser Hornby penalty a minute before the break. So Andorra now looking to go forward again. It's Martinez doing well. Out now to Pomares. Got support on this left-hand side with Nazaro, but it goes in front of him, and now Fernandez into the area. And he tried a flick and a trick. I think he actually made himself a bit dizzy there. He lost possession, didn't know where it was. But he's the only man to score for Andorra in this qualifying section. It was against Scotland, and it was from the penalty spot. They haven't scored an open play.
Yeah, a good opportunity to get the ball in the box. He's just tried to be maybe a bit too clever there and lost his own footing, and Porteous easily nudging him out of the way, and another goal kick. Let's hope they take this one correctly.
Yeah, he was unlucky there, Fernandez, actually. I was having a wee go at him there, but he just seemed to stumble. He was trying to be inventive. I think we'll be hearing the referee's whistle in our slip tonight. As Hornby goes up, and there it is again. Free kick to Andorra.
Looking like he's going to go to the card again. You just can't believe it. So some of the decisions tonight, Hornby, like Bates before him, very bemused at the referee's decision. But it seems any foul now, there's a high chance that the referee's going to go to his notebook.
Yeah, Hornby just bemused there. Fair enough, Scotland did get that penalty, but when you see the replay again, it was a penalty. It's not as if it wasn't one, but Scotland had a couple of calls for a penalty before it. Anyway, maybe we shouldn't focus on the referees. That's an easy target, to be fair. And a man from Macedonia has now made 7 bookings this evening, 3 for Scotland, 4 for Andorra. As Scotland go on the attack, Mallon finds Johnston. And Johnston now at pace, looking to get the better of the Andorran defence, but great challenge here by De Pablos, but he has it back. Now Smith, chance to flight it in on his right foot. McCrory into the air. It's away by Nazaro. Smith under that one. Mallon, not the best of balls for Smith. Manages to nod it forward, but cleared away. And here's David Bates. Now Hornby. The captain Villado under pressure, but he can blast clear. Porteous chests it down. Bates there to help out. Porteous for Scotland as they again look for the patient build-up here. McCrory needing an option. Andorra have everyone behind the ball. Williamson looking to get to that byline. The crossing's decent, but the goalkeeper claws that back into his grasp. McCrory for Smith. And Smith down for Mikey Johnson. Getting into the edge of the area there. Smith now under pressure. Back to McCrory. McCrory onto this near side now, and it's Williamson again. Lovely back heel by Gilmore, and Cadden for Hornby with the downward header just wide. Another decent chance for Scotland.
Yeah, another decent chance, and again, great play on the right-hand side, linking up well. Gilmore with a lovely back heel, a good cross in by Cadden, and it was a good opportunity for Hornby as we see the ball go in, but maybe slightly gets over the ball and can't divert it on target.
To credit the defender here as well for doing enough to put him off. He didn't seem to be jumping anyway.
Yeah, he does do enough, just backs into Hornby, makes sure he can't get a clean contact on the ball, so job well done, but I'm not sure defending out the defending textbook, if you like.
But Claude Beauvais looking for or receiving some treatment as the Andorrans look to be readying a substitute. Jean Pijuan looking as if he's about to come on here at Tynecastle Park. 66 minutes on the clock. Scotland lead 1-0. He's getting his instructions from the Andorran coach, Justo Ruiz. As Peter Houston there telling Mikey Johnson, giving him some instructions too. So Beauvais going back up to the technical area. Will he be the man to come off? Or will he just be readying himself to come back on? I think they're going to delay that sub just now. It looks as if Pijuan is going to go for another warm-up. And Andorra back up to full complement with Beauvais on, and they have a free kick as well inside the Scotland half.
Yeah, I think that one possibly was a free kick. Just McCrory there, head in the back of the head of the Andorran player, and you know, don't mind the referee blowing his whistle if he's got to get a decision and there's something in it.
Well, it's Nazaro for this one for Andorra. So looking to keep that line high. They go short again. Will it be better this time? Nazaro out to Pomares at the line, looking for Martinez. Pomares doing well to hold off the Scottish defence. In by Nazaro. Nodded out the edge of the area by Bates, and now Scotland looking to go on the counter here with Smith. Hornby takes over. Here's Stevie Mallon. Billy Gilmore. Williamson is an option, but Gilmore goes into the area, and it's Hornby, and it's 2-0 Scotland. Fraser Hornby, who helped start the move, has his and Scotland's second of the game.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful ball by Gilmore from the right hand side on his left foot. Just curls it in perfectly, just asking for a touch, and thankfully Hornby was there to give it to him, and good finish, and another goal for Hornby, which will do his confidence the world of good.
Well, a great ball to the edge of the 6-yard box. Hornby in between the two defenders. Williamson doing well, giving Gilmore an option and being the decoy, but Hornby made no mistake. Yeah,
and again it comes from Andorra ironically flooding players forward, and Scotland have the space to get into Hornby, making waves on the left hand side before the ball got switched across, and well, the space was there. The striker got himself in the box and was there to put a finish on it.
Well, he'll be looking for a hat-trick now, as now we have to take the centre again, because I think Hornby encroached into the centre circle. Well, Scotland 2 up and very comfortable at this minute. Hornby with both, and he's been trying all night for that header. A couple of times, one past the post, one saved by the goalkeeper, and then Scotland might be readying a sub-2 to try and really hammer home the advantage now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always difficult when you've only got one goal in games like this, and you know that any lack of concentration can cost you. So to get the extra cushion, I've no doubt Scott Gemmell will want to try and hammer home the advantage now and possibly get a few more goals.
Williamson to Cadden, the cross in, gathered by the goalkeeper, I think it's Alan Campbell who'll be coming on for Scotland, the Motherwell man. Hornby there trying to just hide from the goalkeeper, hoping that he would put it to ground. The goalkeeper too wise for that one. Gilmore going up. Porteous with the strong header forward. Johnson doing well. The referee allows play to continue. Scotland still have possession. Here's Ross McCrory. Williamson. Gilmore. It was a brilliant cross on his left foot and just shows you what he can do. Patient to work the space and get the ball in.
Yeah, that's the sort of quality he has that not many players on the pitch do have.
Hornby looking to take advantage from that mistake from Villado. Should have left it for his goalkeeper. But Andorra able to play it out. And here's Fernandez up against Bates. Bates does well. Is that not Bates just holding off the striker?
Well, it was, but I think because the number 9 threw his hands in there, it allowed the referee to make a decision.
Hibernian Stevie Mallon coming off, and it's Motherwell's Alan Campbell who will come on here at Tynecastle Park. And scored at the weekend against Dundee. So he is on.
Yeah, and a player I'm sure he probably maybe would have thought he had a chance of starting tonight. I know he's very highly thought of at Motherwell, and you know, you've only heard good reports on him so far this season.
He's been a regular in this campaign as Nazaro flights it in away by McCrory. Andorra trying to get it back into the area, and there's a number 14 Samper who is claiming that the challenge on him was a bit too physical and should have been a free kick. The referee said no. Gilmore. Williamson racing down the line. The ball in field though, it was always going to be difficult for Williamson to get on the end of that one. Blasted forward by Palmares, and he gets the break. It hits off Cadden, so it will be a throw. Well, that substitution will be made by Andorra now, and it is the man who was down a couple of minutes ago, Beauvais, who will be going off. For some of these part-time players, will probably get the legs will start to tire now. So Beauvais going off, and it's Jean Pijuan coming on. So the first change of the evening for Andorra. Gilmore, Hornby, Williamson, Cadden bursting forward as well. Here's the Motherwell man, low ball across, cut out well though by the Andorrans and cleared away by the captain, Villado. McCrory leaves that for Smith, who turns. Martinez looking to make the challenge, does enough to force Scotland back. Well, Gilmore on this near side, screaming for the ball. Eventually gets it this time now from Porteous. Here's Williamson. Cadden. Williamson still an option. McCrory. Ryan Porteous might think about a go for goal. The Hibs man, he does. The goalkeeper claims that he didn't touch that. The referee said he did. It's a corner to Scotland. It was going wide in any case, so that might have been needless.
It might have been. I mean, it was actually a decent effort by Porteous, a fair way out, as we see if the goalkeeper did get a touch. And it certainly looks like he did. It certainly was a corner, so you don't mind that. It's when they go 50 yards over the crossbar that you maybe have something to say about it.
Well, Scotland have the corner. What can they do this time? Goes short. Mikey Johnston. Liam Smith. Here's Alan Campbell. Goes for goal. And it's high and wide. The Motherwell man just on the field. Wanted to get his first sight of goal.
Again, coming on, I'm sure he'll be desperate to make an impression, so no surprise that he had a go at the first sight of goal.
Yeah, you got Motherwell's third at Dens Park at the weekend, Alan Campbell. There's 4 minutes on remaining. Wanting to follow that one up. He was in possession again, now back with Bates. Porteous. Gilmore. Ross McCrory. The beauty of it when you've got guys and you look at Alan Campbell coming on, who's playing games week in, week out for his club team, that's always a good thing as well.
Yeah, it can only bode well, like I said, at half-time. You know, there's a lot of good players on the bench who I'm sure would be expecting to play tonight, so competition for places can only be a good thing.
Williamson. Cadden's cross, too close to the goalkeeper though. And the Andorrans have possession. Just under 15 minutes to go now. What have you made of it so far?
The second half has probably been in a funny way a lot more even game, because Andorra have had a go. The first half, you know, it was all Scotland in possession and finding it hard to break them down, but no, they've had to come out the second half, and it's made for a certainly more entertaining game and probably a lot more even game, but it's fell into Scotland's hands as well with a counter-attack, you know, allowing them to double their lead.
Cool play by Porteous there. Now here's Ryan Williamson from Dunfermline. Campbell making the run. Villado tried to chest that and control that. It runs out for a throw-in. And a further change about to be made for Scotland.
Substitution for Scotland after 76 minutes, number 16,
That's Billy Gilmore, who will take his leave and acknowledges the crowd as well. Lewis Ferguson coming on. Scored that cracker down at Turf Moor for Aberdeen in the Europa League qualifiers. Williamson to Campbell. Williamson again to Bates. Bates across to Porteous. He's got an option in Smith down the left. Decides to involve Ferguson for the first time this evening. Now Bates, Campbell, Williamson making the run forward. Cadden, 2 caps for the A squad, played against Peru and Mexico in the summer. Smith, I think Johnson might have got in his way slightly there, and foul has been committed, so it will be a free kick for Andorra. Ryan Porteous there, the Hibs man, who had experience playing in the lower leagues a couple of seasons ago with Edinburgh City. In the School of Hard Knocks in League 2, and that probably would have helped his development as well.
Yeah, and a player who's probably, you wouldn't imagine, would be too scared of the School of Hard Knocks.
There he is again, showing he loves defending. I said to you earlier, I wouldn't go into an 80-20 in my favour with him, that's for sure.
No, he's certainly wholehearted, you know, certainly no doubt about that, but he's also looked comfortable on the ball as well tonight. He's had a lot of the ball, and he's tried to move it quickly, and you know, I've been impressed with him tonight. Albeit not up against too much, he can only, that's not up to him to dictate, so he can only do his job, and he's done it really well. Yeah, he won that penalty for Scotland as well. But it's a free kick to Andorra, and they will be looking to try get on the score sheet here. Nazaro over this free kick. What will the delivery be like? It's decent. It's Hornby to knock it away. It hits off Ferguson and runs into the arms of Fulton. Ferguson on for Billy Gilmore, just on Billy Gilmore, because a lot expected of him and a lot of talk about him. What did you make of his performance? Yeah, he can be happy with it. You know, he's got an assist. You could tell he was perhaps getting frustrated at times in the first half, eager to impress, but there was just no space for him to operate, often having to drop deep and to get the ball. But you know, it's important there's not too much pressure put on him at such a young age, that he's allowed to develop, and I've no doubt that he's got a big career ahead of him. Campbell, down for Williamson, cross to the back post, just over the head of Ferguson there. And now Cadden collects. Mikey Johnson. Lovely feet there to get into the area. He still has it. Decent interception, and Andorra now to play it forward. Martinez, he gets the throw in as well. Yeah, man of the match tonight. I I would have to go with the man there that just lost the ball, Mikey Johnston. I think he's been Scotland's real highlight tonight, in a game where they needed players to open up the defence. There's been some solid performances, but I think Mikey Johnston has been the one that has always been lively from the first minute, and you know, he's looked a real threat.
Well, substitution there. Reyes off, Tynecastle on, so it is a change for Andorra. Well, there'll be a change of fortunes for them. They've only got 10 minutes to go to see if they can get back into this one. Can Scotland add to their lead? Johnston, Campbell under pressure, a slight kick there. He carries on. Johnston now into Campbell. He has it back, looking to get into the area, looking for some space. Going for goal, deflected. Takes the sting off the shot, maybe just backing up what you said there.
Yeah, I just feel he's always, every time he's got the ball, he's tried to be positive, and you know, sometimes it's not came off for him, but he's not let that bother him. He's kept at the fullback, and I've absolutely no doubt that the Andorran fullback will sleep well tonight, because he's twisted him inside out at times.
Yeah, there's talk of him going on loan at the start of the season, and Brendan Rodgers said no. He wants him to stay with in and around the Celtic first team. He had a taste of European action earlier in the season.
You can see why, because he's got great ability, and there's not many players around like that, you know, that can beat a man so easily as he has done numerous occasions tonight. So you can see why Brendan Rodgers rates him highly, and why he would want to keep him around the squad.
Now, if Fraser Hornby gets a hat-trick, people might be debating whether Johnson should be getting the award, but we'll wait and see. As Ferguson, robust in there to burst away down the line now with Cadden. He seems to have the legs over Villado, and Cadden's low ball across. It's Hornby. It is a hat-trick. The Everton man has scored again here at Tynecastle Park. Cadden receives some of the congratulations for a great ball. It's 3-0 to Scotland. It's 3-0 to Fraser Hornby.
I'll need to change that now, I think. Commentators curse it. No, a game well taken by Hornby, the ball going across from Cadden, and he finishes it really well.
Well, then it is a great ball across by Cadden, and finally getting the space to really open up Cadden and get the ball across, but Johnny on the spot was Fraser Hornby to slide in and score.
That's why you should never be asked on 80 minutes to pick a man of the match. So I think it'd be very, very unfortunate to score a hat-trick for the under-21s and not go home as a star man.
Well done to Fraser Hornby there. I remember a game at Tynecastle Park, and any Hearts fans watching this will remember, in which Mark de Vries scored 4 in an Edinburgh derby and didn't get the Man of the Match award. That went to Jean-Louis Valois as Hearts won 5-1. Not the Cup final 5-1, the first 5-1 in 2002, August 2002. 16 years ago. And
well, there you go. Valois must have been even more lively than what Mikey Johnston has been tonight then.
I think he did set up a couple, and I think the Man of the Match award was given before de Vries scored his last 2 goals, to be fair, but I think it was Sandy Clark that made the decision on the state broadcaster that day. Another change for Scotland, and it is that man Fraser Hornby going off, who has got the hat-trick for Scotland, and he is receiving the applause. So Hornby going off, and it is Ollie Shaw to come on, the Hibs man who scored here back in December, but the officials didn't give the goal, and the game ended 0-0, much to the chagrin of Neil Lennon in an Edinburgh derby. The ghost goal, not the first time that happened in an Edinburgh derby either.
No, and I'm sure because of that, Shaw's not got great memories of playing here, but no, a good chance for him with still a little bit of time on the clock to try and get his name on the score sheet as well.
We shall see. Campbell, McCrory, Porteous. Here's Ferguson. Smith back to Porteous. Bates Williamson. Williamson's ball into the area, nodded away, and now Campbell. Cadden, well, he knew he was in an offside position there. Some fresh impetus for Scotland now, with Sean. Hornby certainly has done a real shift tonight, with Martinez going off now, I think, for Andorra. So Martinez going off, and at times he's looked a bit lively with the ball at his feet, comfortable in possession, but very difficult tonight to have any time on the ball. So he is going off, and it is the number 16, Eric Valles, who is coming on. Final change for Andorra. They trail 3-0, and Scotland want some more with 4 minutes left, plus anything added on. Here is David Bates. Lewis Ferguson. Liam Smith. Mikey Johnson. Just taken out the play cynically there by the Andorra defence. Williamson. Chance to get the ball into the box again, which he does low this time. Villado, the captain, sliding in well before Cadden could get in there. Now it will be a throw into Andorra. 3 minutes on the clock now. Well, Hornby down there playing at Everton, and obviously will want to push towards the first team on a more regular basis, but helped tonight in terms of scoring for the national team, and Scotland looking good. The thing is, it's a difficult one, Danny, I guess, because you can't win. You're expected to win this one, expected to win it comfortably, so when you do, maybe you won't get the praise you deserve.
No, nothing's perhaps made of it, but I mean, these games are difficult because we've seen time and time again in matches, big matches, especially, you know, in the Scotland first team, where these have been the games that have been the banana skins, if you like. So it's important that, you know, you treat the game and approach the game in the right way, and you get the result, and you know that's what Scott Gemmell's side have done tonight, which is the most important thing.
Good the ball break to Shaw here. Lovely back heel. Mikey Johnson just wanted to take on Villado. Liam Smith going for goal. It hits his own man. It falls to Campbell. The offside flag is up though, and it seemed to hit Lewis Ferguson. And when Campbell collected, it looks as if it was an offside. Now you've changed your mind. I think you've been forced to.
Yeah, I think I have been forced to, because I don't think anybody that scores a hat-trick in a 3-0 win can go without. But listen, no, I don't think he's had too much to do, but what the chances he has, he's took them very well, and at the end of the day, that's his job tonight. His job has been to put the ball in the back of the net, and he's done that, and he's responsible for the 3 points.
He'll get the match ball and the man of the match award now. Don't tell Mikey Johnson. Well, what does Scotland have left in them? Can they get another one before the evening is out, as we approach the 90 minutes? Porteous to Ferguson. Porteous again. The Hibernian man will be hoping to be back here at the end of October, when the Edinburgh Derby will take place under the lights. Certainly prefer the Edinburgh Derbies under the floodlights. It's great, especially at Tynecastle Park. The atmosphere is usually electric. Now here's David Bates. Chris Cadden. Ryan Porteous. Across to Liam Smith, former Hearts man. Scotland content to keep possession here in the dying embers of the game, as the fourth official indicates 3 minutes of added on time, and Scotland might not be finished yet. Chris Cadden getting to the byline, low ball across, cut out well And the ball remains in play, and it hits off Cadden as he's trying to usher it away out. Bates comes in and wins the ball well. Campbell to his Motherwell teammate Cadden. Williamson in support. He gets to the byline. The crossing's decent. Shaw is just taken off his head there. Good defending by Andorra. And it's Smith. Shaw with a downward header. The offside flag is up. The referee says play can continue. It was safely in Iker's hands. Will Scotland get the throw?
Tonight's man champion chosen by Scotland number 9, Fraser Hornby.
Ryan Porteous. Lewis Ferguson. He's another that is starting to play regularly for Aberdeen now, and he played well for Hamilton Academical last season. Is he one that you'll be keeping an eye on?
He certainly is. I mean, everybody will talk about the goal against Burnley, but you know, his development is obviously going well. He's got a lot of experience at Hamilton, as a lot of young players have in the past, and you know, it's another stage in his career to go to a big club in Aberdeen, and the fact that he seems to have settled in so well can only be a good sign for him, and you know, he's certainly one to watch this season.
Bates to Cadden. Cadden to Williamson. Cadden back in possession. Johnston shields it well, and now Smith. Johnston, and it is Ferguson, saved by the leg of Iker there. Good play though for Scotland by McCrory to keep possession. Unlucky with the cross. Andorra trying to play it away. Porteous just goes back to Bates. 45 seconds remaining of the added on time here at Tynecastle Park in Edinburgh. As Cadden wins the corner for Scotland. They might just have time. This will be the last chance of the evening, and a chance for Scotland to potentially make it 4. Cadden, who is a regular in the Motherwell first team, set up that third goal for Hornby very well, and a Scotland international at that as well. He played in the summer in the Americas. It was a chance for Alex McLeish to really get a look at other players over there at the end of the season. Mikey Johnston to take, and the minute he does, the referee blows the final whistle here at Tynecastle Park, and it is a victory for Scotland thanks to a hat-trick by Fraser Hornby. What do you make of it overall, Danny?
Yeah, it was a job well done, you know, a good performance without being a brilliant performance, but some of that is down to the opposition as well. You know, they made it really difficult, especially in the first half, to play against, and you know, it was just important that they got the job done tonight and gave themselves a chance of staying in the hunt for qualification.
And that man Hornby, he played well in the Toulon tournament, and with some players moving up into the A squad, some injured, there's no McBurney, etc., who started the campaign. Hornby tonight certainly shows that he could be the front man for Scotland going forward.
Well, he has. I don't think you can do anything more than score a hat-trick at any level as he collects the match ball there to go home with his champagne or his prize, whatever it is tonight. So he's obviously going to be delighted. You know, 3 sort of striker finishes, if you like. He wasn't involved too much, and you know, the overall build-up and Scotland's play, much of that to do with the fact that they had a lot of ball in their own half. But he'll obviously be delighted to score a hat-trick at any level. Is a great achievement.
Yeah, the first, a penalty just before half-time. The referee there awarding that, and Hornby slotted home. It was a cool and calm finish, and then his header on 69 minutes, as he says, what is it, the photos for the papers tomorrow.
Social media.
Yep. Well, let's get a check out on the key events of this one here, Danny. I mentioned that penalty just before half-time. Here it is again. And you can see Martinez there on the left of your screen holding Ryan Porteous. No doubt for you?
No doubt at all, no doubt. I mean, the defender's got no eyes on the ball whatsoever. I'm not sure what he's feeling against, and Hornby sticking it away really well, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way.
That was just before half-time, and you can see again here, Hornby maybe giving the keeper the eyes, but certainly a cool and calm penalty kick at a key time for Scotland just before half-time. So that was important to get ahead and go in 1-0 up at the break. And then into the second half, Billy Gilmore setting Hornby up again.
Yeah, again, great play down the right-hand side, and a beautiful ball in on his left foot from Gilmore, and just asking to be nodded home from close range, and Hornby was there to deliver.
Yeah, and it was a great ball in by Gilmore on his left foot as well, and Hornby wanted to acknowledge that. And when you talk about delivery and talk about setup, what about this one?
Yeah, Cadden was also really bright tonight, and it must be said, putting on a plate again for Hornby with a one-touch finish. He was really powerful down the right-hand side, and a great delivery, and just asking to be prodded home, and Hornby was there again.
Yeah, that completed the hat-trick there for Fraser Hornby, collected the match ball and the Man of the Match award. So Hornby happy and delighted to acknowledge the help from Cadden. Well, the Under-21s now travel to the Netherlands to take on the Dutch, who they managed to beat in the opening game of the qualifying campaign. They need to win that one to continue to try and stick in and get qualification to the Euros. Before that, two big games at Hampden Park. It's Belgium tomorrow night and then Albania in the UEFA Nations League on Monday. And remember, tickets available for that game at tickets.scottishfa.co.uk. It would be great to see you along at Hampden Park for the big ones. In the meantime, you can keep up to date with all the national teams on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and the Scottish FA website. Full time here this evening. Another positive result for a Scottish national team. It was the Scotland Under-21s 3, Andorra 0.